Hello, this is Sheila Trevino, and I just wanted to do a tutorial on how to research the countries using the World Geography curriculum that I created. And when you're on this page for the World Geography curriculum, when you scroll down, you will see a link to the worksheets that we use for this class. So you click on there. It's a free resource through teacherspayteachers.com. At least currently it is, and it has been for at least the past year. So download that. And what you want to do, you just really want to use page 7 of this. It has multiple worksheets here. You see page 7 is specifically for country. So what I do is just print out this page and make copies for each country, or you can even make a passport, and I'll also do a little tutorial on that, or really screenshots on how to do that. But this is all the information that we look up for our World Geography class. So I just wanted to go through step by step on how I research it. So I'm going to show you 2 ways. The first way I will show you is the way that I do it. I just do a general Google search, or you can just do a internet search, whatever you use, Bing or Google, whatever, to find all of the information. I find that to be the easiest. But I do caution, especially when the children are doing that, because sometimes you can get into some websites that are pretty bad. One time I actually clicked on a website to get some information, and it tried to install a bug on my computer. So I had to wipe out my computer. I had to do it anyways because my computer was having some issues. I messed up the port. And anyway, so I just don't want kids, especially if they're doing it alone, or even with you, right there around them. There's all kinds of websites that it looks good, but then unfortunately it could be something like that where it can install a bug. So I try to be careful about that. And so that's why the second way I will show is through specific websites that I use, that I notice have the majority of the information we're looking for. So with that being said, let's get started. I am going to go down, and if you are already on a lesson, that worksheet, the link to it is also on there. So just download it once, print however many you need. But we're just going to do North America right now. And let's go down to, you see I have the map, even a bigger map of the Caribbean, because you can't see it on the bigger map there. And I want to actually go to a country in the Caribbean, Jamaica, for several reasons. It's really because it has all of what I want to talk about here. So first, I want to point out that if you click on any of these that have that are in red, at least right now, unless I change the color, it's a clickable link. And what these are, they lead you to a broadcast that for that broadcast, I went through all of the broadcasts and looked at the video postcards. And so this one would be Jamaica. So what you will do is you want to start it, and then you want to scroll down.
Welcome to pandemic, when it became necessary to hold meetings by video conference. The challenges our brothers and sisters have had to endure in the face of persecution, natural disasters, and the ongoing effects of the pandemic. Jehovah in the Caribbean is on the move as never before.
Too much and it will do.
Let's conclude our program with a video postcard that takes us to the beautiful island nation of Jamaica.
All right. So as you see right here, you have to scroll down to almost at the very end. In some of these video postcards, it's on the very last minute. And on this one, it was 3 minutes before it ended. As you see, it's 2 hours and 4 minute mark. So what you want to do is just focus on that part, play it, maybe even at the start of when you're going to do the country. That way you get a good general overview of the country, specifically like a city within the country it will focus on, and of course our activities, but it does give you a little bit of information about the country itself. So that's always nice, because a lot of times they'll even mention a landmark that maybe you want to do more research into the landmark when you get to that point. Okay, so that's that. And then another thing, so if we go back to our back to that just gives you a general overview. Like I said, now we want to focus on the country. Now I have noticed that countries have a common name that we use, but then sometimes they will have more to their name, an official name. So what I do is just I use Google. So I do Jamaica official name. Okay. And Jamaica official name seems like it is Jamaica. All right. Yeah, Jamaica. It doesn't say anything else. And so you just want to verify that, because I know that because like it usually will just say it up here. If there was a difference, it will say like the Republic of, for instance, here I give you a for instance, we just recently did Argentina. Yeah. And so you see how it shows up, República Argentina. So that is their official name. Now you can actually, you see right here, this is the English translation of it. So you can choose either one. So their official name is República Argentina, and that's in Spanish. So in English, it would be the Argentine Republic. So we found that very interesting. So that's one way you can check the official name. So now let's go down here. And, if you just look on a big world map, or you see this map here, you look for, okay, well, Jamaica's right here. You can then kind of pinpoint, just put an X around where you think it would be on this map. And then the continent, well, we know we are talking about North America, but just to be sure, you could do a research, say Jamaica continent. And it's North America. So you put that right there. Now we scroll down, and this is where it's really the easiest part here. I mean, well, either way, it's easy with the detail. So we're going to do Jamaica capital city. And it comes up Kingston. So you put Kingston. Language. So what we want to focus on is the official language, but you can in fact do more, like most countries, at least the ones that we have done so far in my class, because we have not finished this whole curriculum yet. We've done North America and South America, and now we're going to go into Africa in a couple of weeks. So anyway, so the Jamaica's official language is English. But I'm sure if you scroll down, like it says, although English is the official language of Jamaica, the majority of the population speak Jamaican patois. Okay, so you can kind of do more research there. It will, and you can also scroll down and verify with several different resources, because I do like to do that. You don't just want to follow what's up here. You can, nothing wrong with that, but you may want to go through about 2 or 3 other sites, especially with the focus on the ones that have a .org at the end instead of .com, because usually .org, it's an organization. They're will do more research than just a simple .com that anybody can build a website within hours and do scammy stuff too. So, or any reputable, websites like Babbel.com is known. Let's see. Wikipedia, even though it's a .org, it's not always completely reliable, but I do use Wikipedia as well. So worldatlas.com, that's one that one of my resources, as you'll see in a little bit. So anyways, you can kind of go down, look into some websites, or just read what's on the search page here. Now, with that being said, when we talk about the language of the country, I do like to go to our website on jw.org. And let's go back here. So when we go to, Scroll down. Of course, you could just click in jw.org or, oh, here it is. And I like to play a song in that language. The language that I like the most is Listen, Obey, and Be Blessed, because, you know, you have like Caleb and Sophia's dad talking in the beginning and at the end. And so you can hear the spoken words for the language, but you can also hear the language in the song. So for instance, this was English. Okay, we speak English, so you don't necessarily, I mean, you can, especially if it's your first class, but if it's the same language each and every week, you don't necessarily want to listen to the same songs. You could change it up or just say, oh, we just want to listen to a song, you know, this week, or find another language. Like we talked about Jamaican patois. So let's look. So very few languages have we not been able to find on jw.org. As we all know, this is the most translated website ever. So we have over 1,000 languages. So usually you can find a language or something in the language. So actually, if we go to, so this will send you to just the Become Jehovah's Friends series songs. Or let's see. Yeah. You know, I just realized I don't think Listen Up and Be Blessed is on here because it's not a Become Jehovah's Friends song. But anyways, it will be in the song section. But if you just click on the language up here, so I have it in English, and then you search right here, Jamaican patois. So patois is also known as Creole, or as you see here. And we found this very interesting. We love this one because with the patois, it's very similar to English, even when you read some of these things. Alfiton Jehovah friend, de video dem, de sang dem. So it's really interesting. And so like this one just has the one where Sophie is singing mom and dad, you know, like the Be Appreciative song. So whichever one may come up, because in not all of the languages do we have all of the songs and all of the videos. So, but this is a good one to listen to. That way, the students and even ourselves as instructors, we can listen to other languages, and it's just nice to hear those other languages, and you really just feel closer as an organization and see the reality of how many languages that our organization, our brothers, really put forth into getting those languages out to as many people as possible. Oh no. Okay. So now click out of here. So let's go to the next thing. So we did, I did capital city, did language. So you could put the official language. Like, so for instance, here was English, official English. And then I'll put, but widely spoken or most spoken, most commonly spoken, whatever you want to put is Jamaican patois. Oh, this thing keeps coming up, see? And now for population, what I recommend you just do on the spreadsheet, on the list here. So if we go back to Jamaica, and this is the column for population, it has a number here. So you could put this number. I'm not sure when this was last updated. Possibly about a year ago was when this number was. So it's 2,961,167. But if you click on it, it sends you directly to Worldometer website. And as you can see there's a difference there of about 20,000. So it's quite a bit of a difference. Now, the nice thing is this is live. So this is as of right now. There are 2,982,338 people that live in Jamaica, or at least citizens. So, but of course, people are born, people die, so this number can go up, it can go down. It's interesting when you see that happen live. For instance, the US, it's like every second it goes up, 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 up. But then you have smaller countries like Jamaica that you see it's been almost about a minute and it has not changed yet. So whatever you want to put there. Populations are ever changing. It's constantly changing. It's not going to be completely accurate at this very moment, but this is live, and it is nice to, especially the ones where you can see the numbers go up or even down. Okay. And let's see, the next thing, current leader. So this one, even with the resources that I put, you would still probably have to put current, or like do it this way, just because those resources, they update maybe yearly, if even that sometimes. So you want to put that like Jamaica current leader. And you see, so it's the prime minister is the leader, is the head of government. It says currently Andrew Holness. But what I find interesting, let me see something here. Let's see, Jamaica head of state. So he's the head of government. But oh, look here, who is the head of state is the Queen. So I kept noticing this, especially with a lot of the Caribbean countries. And I thought it was very interesting. And so I realized there's a difference between head of state and head of government. So I started putting them both here. So I would put like head of state, Queen of the UK, or put her name. And then head of government, prime minister, and then their name here. Or you could just put the prime minister's name. But it's very interesting because I kept noticing that, and I said, this is really weird because, so it's an interesting concept that for some of us, especially us that are in the United States, we're like, okay, we have a president. The president is the head of state and the head of government. So that's interesting. But there are some countries where there's a difference. And even though Jamaica is its own independent sovereign country, they still have connections, ties to the UK. So one thing you might want to research if you ever want to, go down that rabbit hole is called Commonwealth Realm. So reading about that will give you a greater understanding of what that means and why there will be a difference between the head of state and the head of government. And so you can note that on your worksheets or just put the head of government on your worksheets. So Jamaica was a good one to show for that. So as you see, current leader, yeah, it gives you the name. Sometimes, especially with the smaller countries, you really won't see a name pop up here. So you got to investigate or just put head of government, okay? Because sometimes that will happen. So now the next one is currency. So then we just do, so at least once you do current leader, you just take that part off, currency, there you go. So this is why sometimes this is easier to just do a general Google search like this, but Jamaican dollar is what it's called. And even to do further research, you may want to see, well, what's the difference between a Jamaican dollar to a US dollar? You scroll down, it shows you that right there. So, whoa, there, I mean, that's less than a penny. $1, one Jamaican dollar is less than a penny for US. So that's like, wow, it's like half of a penny. So I bet 2 Jamaican dollars would be, let's see. Yeah, 2 Jamaican dollars would be a penny. That means, okay, so if we do oh, look, see, so 200 Jamaican dollars is basically $1.25 in the US. So, that might be interesting for students to kind of get that concept too, the difference between the currencies. And yeah, so there's that. Now, like to come over here, I always tell the kids though that are in my class, if they do not want to draw the flag, that is completely okay. If they just want to write something here instead, so you can just completely like wipe that out, cross it out, maybe write about the history, write about Jehovah's Witnesses, which I'll get to in a little bit, anything like that. But if you don't have a problem with doing the flag, you can just do Jamaica flag and you'll see it, like for instance, you see it right here. If you click on it, you'll get bigger images of it. Okay, so they can use that spot there to color in the flag if they want to, or just use some other information, which I'll talk about in a bit. All right, and then let's go over to foods. So with foods, what I try to do is to get about three popular food. Oof, sorry, typing crazy right now. And so you scroll down and you try to like 44 irresistible foods and drinks to try in Jamaica. That's a little much. I want something more like a 10 best traditional, 13 traditional, 25 foods in Jamaica. Now, I do like this website because it does show you pictures, and it shows, I was going to say usually, right? So it shows you the pictures. It gives you some information about it. So that's always nice to kind of look through, especially with the kids looking at pictures. And a nice thing to do would be to even find the recipes for something that looks good that you say, I want to try that. Find a recipe and try it at home. So that is something nice. So that's really good. Another thing with the food, usually a country will have a national food. So instead of putting Jamaica popular food, let's put Jamaica national food. So usually you'll have like a national dish. So it talks about the ackee and saltfish. So let's see. Once again, you scroll down. So what is the national dish of Jamaica? Ackee and saltfish is the national dish of Jamaica. So there you go. So looking at a few different resources to make sure, once again, you see ackee and saltfish. So that's definitely one you would want to put on the food list because it is the national, and it's on like, it seems like every list. So, yeah, so that's about food. But yeah, look at the pictures, look at recipes. That's always nice to do. So now let's jump over here to people. Now I know this says famous people. What I have recently done is just kind of like wipe that out, block it out, and just focus on the people. So one of the things that you can put right there is for Jehovah's Witnesses. So once again, we're in Jamaica. So in this column, when you click on the country's name, it'll take you right to our website, jw.org, but specifically for this country. So you look at the, I really don't pay attention to population. We have the current population, right? So once again, this is probably updated like once a year with the general information. So at least at the time that it was updated, there are 11,499 ministers who teach the Bible. So that's publishers in that country, and 152 congregations. And then the ratio, I like to look at the ratio because it tells you a bit about the country. The higher the ratio means the lower amount of witnesses there are. And the lower means that you have a bigger population of Jehovah's Witnesses, no matter what the population is. It's basically they're dividing the publishers by the whole country's population. And so it says for every one witness in Jamaica, there are 269 people. So for every one witness, and like if you were in a room, this is how I explain to kids, if you're in a room full of, with 269 people, only one of them will be Jehovah's Witnesses. So that's how you can put that mental image there. All right. And then the nice thing about this too, going directly to this site, a lot of times for a lot of countries, like it'll have articles about for some, I guess not a lot, but for some countries, especially ones that are mentioned a lot. So it'll have like an article in there, or something from the newsroom in there about the country. So it would be nice to dig more into witnesses in a particular country when they do have that information. All right, so I like to put that here where it says people. Another thing you can do, if you just Google Jamaica people, you can put, okay, what are people in Jamaica called? Well, they're called Jamaicans, okay? You can also, what I used to do too, is a lot of times I would focus on, well, where did the people come from? Like their descendants, right? So like this talks about the vast majority of Jamaicans are of African descent, with minorities of Europeans, East Indians, Chinese, Middle Eastern, and other of mixed ancestry. So once again, this is just the general information up top, but you can scroll down and you get more information to verify that. Okay. So you can talk about so anything that you want to know about the people. One other thing that I find that's easy to find out is, okay, what kind of sport do they like? So you can put Jamaica popular sport. So that's always a good one to find. It's cricket. So then the kids can learn about cricket. Well, what is cricket? I've never played cricket. I've never heard of it. So you can look up that sport. And a lot of times they'll have a national sport. So I was going to put it right here, but I see it right here. What is Jamaica's national sport? Well, it's cricket. So sometimes it will be different. Recently, we had one that the national sport was it cricket? I can't remember. It was something like that. But the most popular sport was different. It was football, which is what we know in the U.S. is soccer. So that can be different. So you can put either one. What's the national sport, or what's the popular sport? What's the national and popular sport? But anything that you want to know about the people in Jamaica, like how do they dress? Things like that. So that anything like that is it's such a limited space. So it's whatever interest you personally, mainly the student, whatever interests the student mainly, and what they want to know about the people in the specific country. All right, so last but not least, we have landmarks. So landmarks can be fun because that's when you really start saying, oh, I want to go there. Oh, I want to do that. So I just put Jamaica landmarks. And what I do is mainly like not just necessarily the landmarks, but attractions. So you can go to all kinds of websites. You see like sandals.com, because see like these cruise ships and things, they want you to go on their cruise to go see these things, right? So tripadvisor.com is usually a really good one, where they just start listing the landmarks, and then you're looking at pictures. So let's go here, for instance. And you will see pictures and some descriptions and reviews even of things like that. So that's always nice to look up. And then if you find a good landmark, let's see, do we find a really, see, it's sometimes kind of difficult with the Caribbeans because it's mainly just beaches. People are all about the beaches, right? But if you found something interesting that you wanted to see if you can get a better look at, of course, you could do a general research, Google research on that, or you can look at, I meant to have it up already because sometimes it takes a while to load, but let's see, let's go down to Google Earth. Google Earth is really nice because it will, if they have pictures of a specific place, you can like walk around, you can start seeing things that, you know, it's just a little bit different. You see it a little bit, you see it more in 3D. So even if I just put, if I search over here and I put Jamaica, okay, so country in the Caribbean. So I click on that. This gets slow sometimes. And you can even read some information about it. Like if you click more information, it'll open up, but you see it sends you right to the country. I'm going to close this out of my way so I can get over here. And then if I click on this person, all right, and then sometimes it'll pop up, but let's start dragging them. Let's drag them somewhere, anywhere. Oh, see, yeah, you see the blue spots? So wherever there are blue spots, that means that there are images and things you can walk around. So the big blue spots, if I'm not mistaken, are the ones you can literally just start clicking, walking around. The ones with the circles, it's usually just like in one space and you can just look all around. So let's go on a big blue spot here. Let's do this. Let's do it right here, kind of near this Blue Mountain Peak, which is actually over here, but. And then it moved, but I'm on an older computer, so it's a little slow, the processor sometimes. But when you go on there, you start clicking around, dragging around, and it's really nice because you can now visually see the place without actually going there. So that's really cool. And because, I mean, it's impossible in this lifetime to go to visit every single country. Well, it's virtually impossible, right? Some people, maybe it's possible. But whenever you see arrows, you can start clicking on the arrows and you can drag it all around. But see, my processor is being so slow. So this one, and this is the nice thing, sometimes you can even go into like some buildings. So here's a building it looks like you can even go into. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, just play around with that. The kids like to play around with that. And then that's it. So I usually try to do about 3 popular landmarks. If you can't find 3, that's fine. But at least 1. And so that's how you complete this worksheet here. So that's one way. That's the way of just doing a general Google search or internet search. But another way is I do have some resources, especially, like I said, I recommend this for if the students, if the kids, especially if they're younger kids, are doing the research on their own. Then these are some websites you can use. So worldatlas.com, let's actually do geology.com first. I should have put that one first. It might be reversed. The nice thing about this is you see the whole world map. And these websites, they're free, so they'll have ads popping all up. But you see the whole map and you see, okay, you already generally know where Jamaica is. You know, it's over here. Well, I don't see Jamaica, but I see Caribbean. So I'm just going to click on it. Well, the Caribbean's so small, it has to make another map for it. So it sends us to the Caribbean map. Now we find Jamaica. So you just click on Jamaica, it sends you right there. And this is nice because you'll see the the cities, the states in Jamaica, and you see the one with the star is the capital city. So that's one way of knowing, or the capital of it. And so that's one way of knowing. And this is nice because it gives you a little bit more information about it. But what I like about this map is when you compare it to the map here, it's on the same scale. See? Like the exact same scale. So especially because this map doesn't even have any indication of the Caribbean islands since it's so small, the nice thing is you see where it is like in relation to on a dot. So especially if you have it printed out, you're like, okay, it's right there. So that's really nice. But then it gives you some, just about some cities and locations and things, right, about Jamaica. So this is mainly one for the map. All right. Now, when you click on worldatlas.com, this is the one that's going to give you more information. So once again, it has a world map. You click on Caribbean because that's where it's at. And then you click Jamaica. And this is another map to show you the different cities and things. So that's nice. And even some like landmarks and stuff. And this gives you more information about the country. So that's good to read over. Gives you even a different map here to see how each of the locations are divided into, right? Like I said, it's divided into 14 parishes. So it tells you information about that. Once again, so you do have but it doesn't pinpoint it like the one on geology.com. So that's why I have geology.com specifically for the location on the map. But this gives you a lot of good information about the country. And then, so here you're going to kill a few birds with one stone. I'm sorry. That's just I use expressions all the time, but that's an expression. So anyway, so here's like the flag. And the currency, the capital city, sorry. So capital city, the currency. So there you have multiple things here that's on your worksheet. So it will also tell you the official name. So if it doesn't say the official name is whatever, then you know, okay, it's Jamaica. But to double check, you may want to do an internet search. And then once again, we know we're in North America. Well, we saw that on the map. You can kind of pinpoint where it is on this map. You can draw the flag from there. They have the capital city. They have the currency. For the population, you would still want to go to, well, you could go directly to Worldometers I forget what it is. Or you could just, I made it easy to just click on there. You get the population. Let's see if it's changed, by the way. I forget what was the last number. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Click on the number here, and that's the population. So I don't think that's changed so far. So, okay, they don't have an ever increasing population. It's not that many people. So anyways, but it is different than what they have here, because once again, these websites are probably updated about once a year, whereas this is updated live. All right, but there's a difference by about 40,000, right? About a little less than, like 34,000. Okay, anywho, so that is worldatlas.com. So that's nice. That gives you a lot of the information. Let's see. Oh, what am I trying to do? I'm so sorry. Okay, I gotta go back here. Let's go to ducksters.com. I like Ducksters because you can, also get some general information. But here, just in their search, you type in the name of the country. Now, the biggest thing I want to show you when you do that on any of these websites, you will get these advertisements first. Right? You just want to skip past that. So skip past this top part. And then once you get down to here, so on this one, it'll say Geography for Kids, Jamaica. So once again, you see the flag, you see the capital name, and then a brief history. So I like to read the brief history. And then you also have some information here. See, this is world, region, or continent. So Central America, which I did make a note about. Central America is actually not a continent. It is a region, though. So I do put that, or I tell the students to put it down here. So I will put region, Central America. But the continent is North America, because Central America is not a continent. Let's go back here. So then we scroll down. Languages spoken, English and Patois English. So a couple of different names for the main language that they speak there, but it's not the official language. But let's see, what else do we have? Nationality, Jamaican, so that's what they call them. So that's, you can put in the people. Let's see, the currency, Jamaican dollar. So you got quite a bit there as well that you need. Once again, the main thing that, you do want to find out what's the official language, so double check with that. Go to Worldometers, just click on it for the current population, and then the current leader. The current leader, you're always going to have to do a general internet search, like I explained to you a little bit ago. Okay, so that's that information. And now for the foods and landmarks, that's when, so one website that you can mainly find food is tasteatlas.com. So you put in the country name here, so Jamaica, and it does give you some basic information. Let's see. So scroll down and you're looking for most popular Jamaican dishes. So this is nice. This is a good website because, and the reason why I chose this one, I think, over to Chef's Pencil, which I like Chef's Pencil as well, but because you can, not only you see the pictures, you get some information about it, you have a recipe that you can view. So it's all in this one website. You can just click on it and you see a bigger picture here, like more of the information. It even, tells you what's in it. So that's really cool. So I like this website for the food. So you can pick whichever ones look best to you, or just any three, right? Usually three, and put it on your worksheet down here. And then for landmarks, if you go to tripadvisor.com, it's usually a good resource for that. So you click on it, go where to, And Jamaica. So you start typing it, it'll come up if you've noticed that. Oh, this thing keeps doing it. So this shows you, some places here in Jamaica, some destinations, some things to do. So mainly like the things to do. There's also like the best things to do in Jamaica, the best family friendly, all inclusives, keep love alive. I don't know. So just kind of look through this website and see like any kind of attractions or landmarks that you can find. And then once again, I also have Google Earth, because Google Earth is good to go to those landmarks, go to those attractions, those locations, and walk around, or even just a general location there and walk around. So hopefully that was helpful, and I tried to be as thorough as possible. Sorry for a few little hiccups there. But so hopefully that was helpful. And if you have any troubles, especially with any of the links or anything, please just contact me using the form at the bottom of the page. And I hope you enjoy learning about the countries of America. Not just America, the countries of the world, All right, bye-bye.